Hey everybody, Steve Joy here. Uh, Today I just want to talk quickly about a little game. I'll go into this game in more detail at some point, but Traveler. I don't know, I think most of you that watch my channel have probably heard of it before. It's a sci-fi game from the 70s. It's a very, very old school. These are the original books that I have for it. Unfortunately, oh, this one isn't. Unfortunately, these books got water damaged. But the basic premise of this video is that I think everybody should play Traveler. Even if you're into 5e, you're into modern games, I think that you should run a game of Traveler, a campaign, even if it's just a small one. So, hear me out why. Now, one of the unique things about Traveler is that when you roll up a character and you generate a character, your character can die during creation. It's quite possible for your character to die, and it happens quite often, actually. Which is sort of counterintuitive. We're so used to having superhero characters in our RPGs. What are you talking about? You can die during character creation. But yeah, I can actually. And so you have different services that you can join. You got the Navy, the Marines, the Army, the Scouts, the Merchants, the other. And basically you go through and you generate your character. And the more skills you want, the older you end up getting. And then as you start to get older, you start to age and you have to make saving throws, or else you'll start getting more and more decrepit. So the more skills you want, the older you have to be, because obviously you need more training. And so if you want to preserve your youth, you have less skills, fewer skills. But if you want to be, you want to min-max it, you're going to end up in your 50s. With lots of skills, because you've served in one of these services for that long. So you've gained lots of skills. Now, the reason I say everybody should play this is because that's the end of it. Once you've created your character is built. You're no longer going to be adding new skills. There's no experience points. If you do want to try and learn a skill and you want to develop a skill, there's a very long process. It's very much like going back to school. It's very hard to do. So this is why this game is so exciting and why I think everybody should play it. Because the games right now, the way they mostly stand, I can't speak for all games, but the games that I know of, basically the rules reward the players. So you adventure, you go out, you do a little bit of adventure, all of a sudden you get some character points, or you get some hero points, you get some experience points, or you go up a level, and then you get new superpowers. This doesn't do that. So the neat thing about Traveler is that if you want this to be a game, the game has to be your campaign world. The rules aren't the game. This is not a game. This is a platform on which you play your game. The reason I think that that's important is because most RPGs right now are the game. Players sort of slog through your campaign world. They go on the adventures, and what they're hoping to do is get character points, hero points, level up, and get more powerful. So they're not really playing your campaign world. Your campaign world is not the game. The rules are the game. And what this gives you a chance to do is it gives you a chance to actually find out what it's like where you have to gamify the world, where the world has to be the game. The rewards have to be in the world. The objectives for the players have to be in the world, and they have to be good enough to motivate them. They're not going to get any better. They might get better equipment. They might get more money. Those are great motivations. But again, those aren't really game mechanic motivations. Those are your campaign world motivations. So I think we lose a lot, in my opinion, with modern rules. Whatever kind of rules you want to play, like 5th edition or whatever. Oh, even Pathfinder, the new Pathfinder. Just about all of them. Just about all games that have leveling, have player development, they rob your campaign world of being the game. The rules end up being the game. So the reason I like Traveller is because it takes itself right out of the game. Now, that's another reason I like White Box. So, White Box. The reason I like White Box is because the weapons only do a d6 damage. The biggest bonus that you can get is +1. Now, there is some leveling, and that's okay. That's expected in an OSR fantasy. It just is. But what I like about this is it kind of stands away from the rules, very much like Traveller, or stands away from your campaign world, very much like Traveller does. In order to reward the players, you really have to gamify your world. Your world has to become the game, because this just doesn't do it. There's not enough in here to keep your players really, really interested in leveling up their character. You've got to make the world fun, and that's a strange concept, I think, for a lot of people. A lot of people think that the rules themselves are the game. But let me tell you, I've run a lot of Traveller, and it taught me that no, the rules are an interface. The game really needs to be my campaign world, the intrigues going on, the rewards that happen in the world themselves, the friendships that are made, the rewards that are sought out, the wealth that you find, the improvements to the character through the items that you find, maybe the technology that you find, alien technology, something like that. It taught me to make my game world the game, and that this was the interface. Anyway, that's why I think everybody should try Traveller. At least once, run a campaign world in it, and just see what it's like to actually have to gamify your world, as opposed to presenting a world where the players are sort of slogging through it, trying to gain more character points, trying to gain levels so they can make their hero more powerful that way. I mean, the choice is yours. The choice can be, is your campaign world going to be the game, or are the rules going to be the game? And that's why I like Traveller, because it's a very easy way to find out what it's like to actually have a campaign world that is the game. And I think White Box is very much the same way, because the rules just are not that in-depth. And that's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic, because your world can be very in-depth and very deep. And your world can be a great game. It's possible, if the rules will just get out of the way. All right, thank you. That's it for this. That's it for this video. I really appreciate you watching, and if you disagree with me, or if you agree with me, or if you have any comments, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And thank you for watching. And leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I know I wasn't going to do that anymore, but I guess I'm doing it. I guess I am. All right. Thanks again. Bye.